Hello and welcome back to another edition of Maddie's Rap with author Matt D. Talford. If you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. Now, while I know way better than to say what I'm about to say, y'all, I just got to keep trying until I prove to myself that I can do it. So the plan today is to make this video short, quick, and to the point. So with that said, I'm going to jump right into it. Now, I don't know who needs to hear this message today, but one or more of you watching needs to understand that the only thing standing in between you and everything that you desire to appear into your life, everything that you're trying to manifest, everything that you want, everything you ever dreamed of, is this small little 5-letter word. It's a word that I made up, and it's an acronym. When I spell it out, it's going to ring true to some people, and some of you may even need to pause the video because it may hit you someplace deep. That thing that is standing in the way of everything, of you receiving everything that it is that you ever dreamed of, everything that you ever wanted, everything you ever desired, everything you've been trying to manifest for God knows how long, is Opui. 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 Let me spell that out. O-P-O-O-Y. Opui stands for other people's opinions of you. I'm going to say that again. The only thing standing in between you and the manifestation of your hopes and your dreams is other people's opinions of you. Now, I could probably stop the video right now, but I'm going to add a little bit more seasoning to the food, okay? Cuz I like my food to taste good, all right? I want this to be I want to make sure that you guys get the full experience of this meal that I'm serving today, okay? Years ago, when I was in a yoga class, and this is y'all may have heard me say this name once or twice before, but Maria, if you're watching this, shout out to you. You are the energy that inspired this, that awakened this in me. My yoga teacher, Maria, used to be very good about, at the beginning of each session, each class that we did, she would read some inspirational quote, or she would read something out of a book. It could be by some yogi, or it could be by a poet, or it could be by someone who was considered a guru or whatever. She just had these different inspirational quotes that she would read, and sometimes they were stories. And in this one particular story she read, there was this girl, I guess I don't know if she was a college student, or I don't remember the details now because this has been over a decade ago. But the details, that level of detail is not important. This young lady went around to several different nursing homes. And I think she was a college student, grad student or something. But in this particular thing that she was doing, this project, if you will, she went to several different area nursing homes and retirement homes. And she would interview some of the residents. And the question that she asked that became the most profound for her was whether or not those people had any regrets. If they could go back and change and do anything different, what would they do? And a lot of them were very candid in saying, listen, I don't know how much time I have left here, but I'm glad that you came here. I'm glad you're talking to me. Thank you for taking time out of your day to come and just visit with me. I don't get a lot of visitors, blah, 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 blah. Typical things you might hear at a retirement home or a nursing home. And she said the thing that resounded, the thing that repeated just about almost unanimously with everyone that she interviewed is that they all said this: if I could go back and change anything here as I lay here with God knows how much time left in this body, it would be this. I would have been the person that I wanted to be, or the person that I would have been if I didn't care what people thought about me. I would have done what I wanted to do if I didn't care or wasn't worried about what people might say about me. And in one particular story, the person said, if I get to come here and do it all over again, I'm not going to give a damn what anybody says about me. And I said, wow, that was powerful. That stuck with me. That stuck with me. Because how many times do we want something for ourselves? How many times do we want to think outside of the box or make moves that go against the status quo? And we pull back because, well, what are they going to say about me if I do this? What are people going to say about me if I say this on my channel? Because I gotta be honest with y'all. That is something that I've had to wrestle with quite a bit. And you guys hear me say this a lot. You hear me say that what I do on this channel is a little bit different than a lot of what you see content-wise. I buck against the system. I go against the grain. I don't do it just to buck against the system, though I've known people that think that I'm just a guy who's always going to go the opposite direction, and they couldn't be further from the truth. And speaking of that word, truth, I'm the person that, in a lot of cases, the Spirit, the Most High, the Holy Spirit, the Holy One, the Spirit of truth, the Spirit of wisdom, will show me things and show me the truth about different situations, and then require me to speak about what I saw. And it is not easy. It's not easy because you know that, listen, this is not popular. This is not what everybody's saying. What everybody's saying and what everybody is, the narrative everybody's running with is X, Y, and Z. You're showing me A, B, and C, and I see it. It makes sense. But who am I to go against the popular opinion? And I've had to learn to toughen up. And I want to take a moment and thank God for my parents who, though I hated how much I went to church when I was younger, and y'all hear me sometimes talk about how messed up the church establishment is right now, and it is, and it has been for a very long time. But in my house, we had to read scripture. We had to read little Bible verse flashcards in order to qualify for our allowance. It's like, okay, you got to clean your room up, you got to do these chores or whatever to get your allowance. But at the end of the week, you also need to spit back these verses I gave you on this flashcard without having to look at it. I need you to memorize. I need you to recite it. And as someone who's been an avid reader my entire life, I've always loved books. At this point in my life, I don't read as much. I don't read nearly as much as I used to, or as much as I want to. I'm just always busy. But I have a very, very, very deep and passionate love affair with books. I always have. And with that, the Bible, I started with a children's Bible, an illustrated children's Bible when I was younger. And then, of course, moved from that to reading the regular Bible. And not that I moved to it. I mean, I read them both together. It's just that the children's Bible stayed at my grandmother's house, so I always had something to do when I went there. And then, of course, we had the regular Bible, scriptures, blah, blah, blah. And that, of course, is what everybody was reading out of church. So I grew up on both of those. But that said, that has always been one of my favorite books. And with that, the stories of those who were given something to do by the Most High that did it and got blessed, and contrasting those stories with those who were given something to do by the Most High who refused to do it and either ended up having to do it the hard way or ended up being removed from a station, like Saul being removed as the king of Israel because he refused to not take anything from this one city that the Most High told the Israelites to destroy. Said, don't bring nothing out of there. Don't bring nothing. Oh, no, we took this because it's the best. We gonna give you an offering out of it, God. Anyway, I'm not going there. Just use that as an example. And then, of course, there's Jonah. Jonah going preach. Y'all hear me use this example a lot. Jonah going preach to the people in Nineveh. Nah, man, they kill prophets. I'm not going. Jonah ends up there. He ends up there, but he ends up there smelling like fish and being dirty and needing a shower. And then he ends up giving the message anyway. So I've always looked at those and said, you know what, man? I don't want to be like one of those guys and miss out on my blessing because the Most High told me to do something and I chose not to do it because I was afraid of what people might say about me or what people might think about me. Or in the case of Jonah, I don't want to like not do it because I'm afraid and then end up getting beaten up, so to speak, and still having to do it anyway. Just like, man, I could have saved myself a crooked letter whooping, right? So anyway, I just made it a point back then to, you know what, regardless of how difficult this might be, I'm just going to trust God and I'm going to do it. And here I am. So now, of course, knowing what I know about life and the existence of the soul, it's even more pertinent now because when you understand the eternal nature of the soul, you understand that it's a lot like grade school. You go your whole year in grade school and then you got like a final exam or some final project or something or whatever. And depending, and you know, final aside, if you do the work, then you get promoted to the next grade. It's that simple. Do the work, find out what's required, do the work, you get promoted. If you fail to do the work, you go to your summer break, put that in its proper place when we're talking about the existence, life and the existence of the soul. You go on summer break. If you failed, well, you're going to go on summer break anyway. But if you did everything that was required of you and you get a passing grade, you go on summer break, rest, and then you advance to the next grade. The soul works the same way. But on the flip side, if you do not do the work that was required, you go on summer break, rest, and then you come back and you start all over again in that same position and have to face those same trials and challenges, tests, difficult projects, whatever, just to get back to the point where you would have been if you had just done the work a year earlier. The essence of the soul is pretty much the same thing. We come here to do work. We come here to do things. There are things that are required of us in these bodies. Y'all hear me talk about birth charts all the time. You can find out a lot about what you came here to do by looking at your birth chart or having someone interpret it for you. So that thing that, as I get ready to wrap this up, and in the case of the elderly who understood that they were literally looking at days or hours before they transitioned and looking back and their only remorse being that they were not the person that they would have been had they not cared what people thought about them. And then putting that to the side and then thinking about the whole having to go through something, difficult trials and tribulations, and then having to not having finished what you came here to do, transitioning, and then having to do it all over again. And guys, you can hear some of these stories, and if you just do a search on YouTube for near-death experience stories or NDE, you can hear some of these people say the same stories. There's a life review that takes place when you transition because the soul doesn't die. It's just you just check out of the body. Your time is up. Your grade, that school year, if you will, is up. And you go through this life review and they look at what in effect was your soul contract. What did you agree to go there and do? What were you assigned to do? What were you assigned to do and what did you agree to do? Look at school again. You got prerequisites, things that you have to do in this particular grade to advance to the next. And then you get electives. These are things that you sign up to do. All of them work together to bring out your grade average, your grade point average. So, yeah. So you get that life review and they look at what were you sent there to do and what did you sign up to do? And when you didn't do those things, it's like this contract has not been fully executed. Why? Because you did not do what you came here to do. So this whole breach of contract thing in the heavens, the way it works, you get to go back and do all of that all over again. And God help you if you accumulated any karma, you hurt anyone that you didn't make right, that you didn't make good on that. Because that gets thrown back in the bucket too. So, yeah, I don't know who needed to hear that today, but the one thing that is standing in the way of you, and let me back up. That thing that you desire, that thing that you have a burning passion to do, that thing that you have this burning desire to do that you aren't doing because you're wondering what people might say about you or what others might think about you, others that have nothing to do with your contract, like they're not going to be a grader. They don't grade you on your on how you executed everything you came to this earth to do, and you're worried about them. Those people, their opinions of you are what may be stopping you from doing that thing that is burning, that burning desire that you have within you, which is pretty much your soul urge. It is the urge of the essence of everything that is you. The reason why you have a desire to do it is because in the deepest part of you, you know that that's what you came here to do. So that desire was put there to get you to do what you came here to do. That's how it works. You have that desire, you have that passion to do that thing because that is the thing that you came here to do. So that burning desire is placed in you. It's like a fire that is lit underneath you to get you to do what it is that you came here to do. That is why. That is why. The act, let me give you a contrast. Not a contrast, let me give you an example. The act of procreating. This ain't a video for the kids, okay? The act of procreating feels good for a very particular reason. It is so that you will procreate and replenish the earth. If it didn't feel good, nobody would do it. The earth would run out of people. That's why it feels good, so that you'll want to do it, so that you can bring into the life or into life those souls that came here or that chose to come through you and whoever that partner is as a portal. That's why it feels good. That's why it was made to feel good, because that is the avenue by which other souls can enter in here and do what they came here to do. It's the same way with the soul's urge. You've got a burning desire to do something. It is because that is truly what you are meant to do. And that desire is put there to spur you into action. So, as I get ready to wrap this up, if you are not answering your own soul's call because you are worried what somebody might think about you or say about you, then the only person you're failing is you. Those people, they got their own, they're going to have their own life reviews when they get out of here. They're going to have their own life reviews. Now, that's not to say that you shouldn't take sound advice. I mean, some people are put in our lives to advise us and to keep us on the right track. That's not saying that you should not take sound advice. But deep down inside of you, everybody watching this video, you know that there's something that you came here to do. And some of you are pumping the brakes because you want to do it. But what are they going to say about me? What are they going to think about me? I need you to get away from opui, other people's opinions of you, or opum, other people's opinions of me, and get to the, I don't care what you think about me. I got a job to do. Y'all think that it is easy for me to deliver the content I deliver on this channel? It's not. It's not. I know that some of the things that I say have the potential of upsetting some. But there is somebody else that needs to receive that message. So if the Most High sent me here to be the mouthpiece to deliver a message that he knew he could trust me with, and I don't do it, that's not even an option for me. I'm going to do it. Y'all go back and watch my video I did about the chosen ones. Everybody talks about chosen ones. I know some people are sick of hearing it. Everybody's saying whatever. You know what you came here to do. And as I said in that video, I'll say it here. The Most High don't pick losers. The record of the Most High is unblemished. So why would he send somebody on his behalf that is going to put the first L on his record? He's not going to do it. The Most High don't lose. This is why I like to call him or her, whichever aspect of divine source energy you want to look at, whether you want to look through creativity, love, or wisdom and perception, or strength, safety, security, the voice, confidence, whatever that, the masculine or the feminine aspect, however you want to look at it. I prefer to call that energy the spirit of truth, because the truth is undefeated. The truth can never be defeated. So if you're doing what you came here to do, then you are the truth. If you are doing what you came here to do, then you are the truth, because you are living the truth. You are living in the truth and you're walking in it. I'm not going to curse in this video. F what somebody else thinks about you Half the time when people are calling you a fool, the only fool ends up being them, because they feel foolish for telling you not to do what you came here to do. And then when they see the end result and everybody's celebrating you, well, they don't want to look like the fool. So they're going to be like, man, yo, you know, man, yeah, that's my boy, man. Or, yeah, girl, that's my girl, girls. Yeah, I always knew she could do it. Yeah, you know, me and her, we had our bumps in the road, but that's my girl. I knew she was going to do it. Yeah, because nobody wants to be the donkey at that point. So this is why I do what I do. I tell y'all, study your birth charts. Study those. If you don't want to pay an astrologer to do a reading for you, you can learn this stuff on your own. You can. You just need to basically run. I always put free birth chart calculators or natal chart calculators in my in the description box. Anytime I talk about astrology, you can look up your placements. Just run your birth chart and then look up those placements. I'm a Capricorn sun, 3rd house. I need to look up what Capricorn and what a Capricorn sun is, what the 3rd house energy is, what Capricorn energy. This is what I'm talking about. 3rd house is the voice, the communication. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. I came here to use my voice. If I don't use my voice, I fail. And last but not least, I talk a lot about this movie that to me is one of the best examples of the energy of the soul, and that is Tom Cruise in Edge of Tomorrow. If you have not seen that movie, rent it. Buy it, whatever you want to do. Edge of Tomorrow. When you watch that movie, you'll understand what it is that I'm talking about. Your soul cannot advance until you do and complete the requirements that was given to you. So why go through the same heartaches? Let me tell y'all something about Matt real quick, y'all. Matt is not going to do anything that is difficult any more than I have to do it. So if I've only got to do it one time to be done with it, I'm going to knock that ish out the park, because I don't want to go through that again. Y'all hear me talk about the expert field medical badge. I don't have my fatigues on today. I don't have my BDU jacket on today with my expert field medical badge on it. But when I heard the tales of the people that took it and how many times they had to get it to pass it and how many people had done it 3, 4, 5 times and still didn't get the EFMB, and I'm 18 years old and I'm looking at that and I'm here, I'm like, man. And then I finally get out there for the prep work. We're doing the prep, we're doing the training, and we're actually in that field trial, and I'm out there. I'm like, oh, no. I ain't doing this twice. I'm going to pass every station. You get a go or you get a no-go. I'm going to get a go at every station. And when I get to the end, I'm going to finish that 12-mile road march. Now, I don't know what the requirements are now, but back when I was in there, the requirements were you finished that, after you finished all your stations, you had a 12-mile road march that you had to complete in 3 hours with a certain amount of weight on your back. And carrying your rifle. I said, I'm at the end. There is no way in hell that I am going to not finish this thing in 3 hours. If I have to crawl across that finish line at 2:59:59, I'm going to get across there. Now, what did Matt do? Matt wanted to know what the record was, because I tried to beat the record. I'm like, listen, if I beat the record, I'm guaranteed to, if I even come close to beating the record, I'm guaranteed to get my EFMB. Found out the record was 1 hour and 50 minutes. I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's shoot for it. They're like, man, that's a quick, it was an hour 50, hour 53, somewhere around there. Anyway, I ended up getting injured on the backstretch. I went down, got my 6 miles easy, was on pace. Mile 7, boom, quad blew out. Then another quad blew out. Then pulled a hamstring, then pulled another hamstring. Then the calf started cramping up. But you know what? My squad leader was there coaching me. He was there going through it with me. He's like, come on, Talford, you're going to do this, man. You're going to do this. I'm not going to let you fail. Come on. And I made it. Blood, sweat, and tears. Got choked up out there. I was like, man, I can't fail. Sergeant Juarez, he threw me an old dead tree limb and said, here, use it to help pull yourself along. Then he started clowning me because he knew that would piss me off. He said, Talford, you look like Moses leading the Israelites. Oh, man, that was funny. That pissed me off. But anyway, because, I had a little bit of pride to me back then. I was like, you ain't going to be clowning me, But I made it across there, family. I made it across. And the reason I did was because I did not want to ever go through that again. It was extremely challenging. And it is one of the most challenging field trials across all branches of the military. Look it up. U.S. Army Expert Field Medical Badge. Look it up. That's one of my crowning moments in this lifetime. But it is a microcosm of how I choose to live. If it's challenging and it is a requirement, I'll do whatever's necessary to get it done one time. I'm not doing it again. Somebody needed to hear that. For somebody is in limbo out there because there's some deep urge that you have within the depths of your essence, who you are, the soul. And what's holding you back is opui, other people's opinions of you. My mother, God bless her, I love my mother. My mother used to say this all the time when I was a kid. She said, ain't nobody got no heaven or hell to put me in. So I got to do what I came here to do. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. That's one bold, fiery Leo woman. And man, whoa. To this day, she still don't play. To this day, she still don't play. And my daddy too. Got two fiery parents. Both of them are fire suns and fire moons. It was rough growing up in the household being the only earth sign. I'm like, damn, I gotta be the stabilizing, I gotta be the ground wife for everybody. I love my family. But obviously I chose it. There's some say that we choose there's some that say we choose our families before we arrive here. So maybe that was part of my soul's muscle. Hey, you know what? Let me go there and be the only earth sign in my family. Maybe that's the kind of muscle I need to build. But I'm here, y'all. I'm here. So listen, when you watch any of my videos, whether it's a live broadcast or it's on demand like this one you're watching, just understand that in a lot of cases, the messages I deliver, they're not easy, but they're based in truth. And they are necessary and they are required. And I don't want to lay my head down at night with the prospect that the Most High might visit me, or an angel might visit me, or someone from the ancestral realm might visit me, or a spirit guide might visit me in my sleep and say, Matt, why didn't you do what we asked you to do today? We're going to give you another chance to do it tomorrow. And I get pushed like that, y'all. I'm not saying I don't ever push back. I could tell you stories. There's a situation I had a year ago where the Most High was pushing me for a few weeks. And I kept pushing back. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. Nope, I'm not going to do that. Nope, I'm not going to do that. And finally, the Most High spoke to me and said, you're going to do this today. I ain't need to hear or else. I surrendered and said, okay, Lord, I'll do it. And I find out later that the timing of me doing what God told me to do ended up being perfect. It ended up being perfect. So I don't know who needs to hear that. But everybody's opinion of you. If there's something that you came here to do, if you got a burning desire to do it, it's because that's what you came here to do. And that desire is placed there to make sure that you do it. Don't leave this earth with that. Don't leave this earth with that burning desire. Think about the old people in the nursing home that said, I wish I would have been who I would have been if I didn't care what people thought or said about me. They took regret into another lifetime. And guess what that does? The soul remembers. The soul does remember. The soul doesn't forget anything. Our consciousness, when we exit this body, we discard the consciousness with it. But that memory of what happened gets recorded somewhere in a place that some call the Akashic Records Library. That is the library of everything that ever has been and everything that ever will be. I know that went over some people's heads. Some people aren't going to believe in that. It's all good. Don't matter. Don't change anything. You can now believe water's wet. But when you fall in it, you're going to find out. It is what it is. So, opui or opum, other people's opinions of you, other people's opinions of me. I'm very successful in that I'm happy with what I do. When I lay my head down at night, I say, you know what? Man, that was not an easy live. That was not an easy message to deliver. I know that some people might be offended by what I said, but I delivered it in the spirit of love. So if they got offended, maybe they were supposed to get offended. I don't know. But I'm like, I'll leave that with you, God. That ain't my part. I did my part. I did what you asked me to do. And I get up and I do it again. It ain't easy, y'all. My channel is not an easy. I know people look at you, man, sometimes and they be like, oh, man, that's got to be easy. Till you do it. Till you do it. But when you're chosen, you're equipped with everything that you need to do what it is that you need to do. You're equipped with everything. All you got to do is decide. And I'm going to leave y'all with this simple prayer that I say all the time when I feel like I'm challenged the most. It is this. Father, If you give me the strength, I will supply the will. If you give me the strength, I will put forth the will. What else you need? What else you need? It's on you at that point. That is the prayer I pray anytime I got to do something challenging that I don't feel like doing. I say, Father, if you give me the strength, I'll put forth the will. So y'all take that, man. Y'all take that and run with it. Don't let other people's opinions of you stop you from doing A, what you know you came here to do, or B, what you have a burning desire to do. Don't let people's opinions of you stop you. I had a burning desire to retire from corporate America at 40. When that time came around, people started asking, man, you got a great, man, you're making six figures. Like, what are you going to do? What are you leaving to do? You going to get more money? I'm like, man, I'm tired of working for people. I'm tired of working for others. I didn't come here to be an employee my whole life. There's something else I want to do. I'm tired of being on the inside looking out. What do you mean on the inside looking out? I'm in here in this job and I'm looking out seeing other people play. Who are these celebrities? They're not better than me. They're not better than me. What makes them better than me? They're not working on anybody's job. I got friends who run their own businesses. They're not better than me. They set a course for their life and they said, you know what? I'm not clocking in on anybody's job. I want my freedom. That looked good to me. And I was growing weary of sitting behind a desk and having somebody tell me when I can go on vacation and you know, hey, do this. These are your deliverables this year. If you don't do this, you don't. I get that. Look, when you work for yourself, you got to give yourself deliverables, but they're your deliverables. Somebody got them golden handcuffs on, take them off. There's a reason they call them golden handcuffs. The money's so good, I can't leave. Man, I want to leave, but the money's too good. I got this bill right here, man. My house payment is this. Downsize. Downsize. Do you have to carry all that debt? I could go on, y'all. I don't know who this is for today. It's a reminder for me. It's a reminder for me. So don't let somebody else's opinions of you stop you from doing what it is that your soul, the soul, desires to do. Remember that desire was placed into you because it is put there to get you to do what you promised to come here and do. What you promised, what you agreed to come here and do. You're not random. You're not a random joining of sperm and egg. You're not a result of your daddy's pullout game being weak. You came here. You're not. There are no accidents in the universe. You were planned somewhere outside of this realm, and then you appeared here. You came here for a purpose. Find out what that is and knock it out the park. Don't have to do it twice. If all you've got to do is do the work to graduate from the 11th grade to the 12th grade, then just do the work. Do the work. You might get distracted. That's fine. I got distracted in school, especially my senior year. Everybody gets senioritis when they don't want to do the work. But I made sure that I'm going to graduate. I'm walking across that stage. I'm getting my diploma. I'm out. Deuces. Deuces. I've had times when I've been the top student in the class. I've had different years where I was the top student in the class. They were typically in the earlier years until I started getting bored around middle school. And I'm like, man, this ain't fun no more. Top student. Until I get around middle school and I was just like, you know what, this ain't fun no more. Like, I'm tired of doing this. And I started slacking off a little bit, but I never failed any grade. I just got tired of doing homework. I'm like, why am I doing this homework? I already know how to do this. Give me the test today. You taught it to me. I got it. Boom. I did my examples. I know how to do it. Give me the test today. I don't want to sit here and keep doing no stupid homework. Why? That was me, y'all. Now, if I could go back and do it again, I probably would do the homework, but knowing me, I probably still wouldn't. Because I still passed, and that didn't matter. Like, I am where I am today. I'm where I'm supposed to be. Somebody is on the cusp of being where you're supposed to be. You have just got to make the decision to stop letting other people's opinions of you or what they might say about you stop you from doing what it is that you know you came here to do. And sometimes we don't know until that knowledge is awakened in us, because we're not going to know until it's time. Fruit growing on a tree, it can't be picked until it can't be eaten until it's a certain ripeness. You can pluck it, but it's going to suck all the moisture out your mouth. It's going to be bitter. When it's ripe and it's time to pluck it, you got to pluck it. Because if you don't get it when it's ripe, it's going to fall to the ground and it's rotten. And then guess what? You got to wait a whole nother growing season. I know that's an extreme example, but it's real. When it is given to you to do it, y'all go ahead and knock that out, man. Somebody got an urge to do something out there. I don't know who it is. I don't know what it is. And if this message is moving you to tears, maybe it's really hitting home and talking to you. So that's all I got, family. I love you guys. You know, I tell you that all the time. You guys mean the world to me. My work is not easy, but certainly you guys' support in the comments, on the lives. Some of you people, some of the same people show up in every live I do. And man, I got to tell you, I love y'all. I love y'all because when you get on a live and it's like nobody on there, and then you're like, all right, let me see. What can I do to entertain myself until somebody jumps on this live? And then you start seeing the same name say, hey, Matt. Hi, Matt. It's refreshing. It's like, hey, man, these are my friends. They come to the playground with me every time I come to the playground. And they stay the whole time. They stay till the sun goes down, you know? So, man, let that inner child shine through. Somebody needed to hear that too. Let that inner child shine through. Don't never let anybody stop you from being a kid. That's the essence. Your inner child is what keeps you young and vibrant. Your inner child is what keeps this fun. Don't never let anybody dampen your inner child. That's your light. That's your light. All right. So thank you for those of you who support me. Again, my work is not easy, but you guys' presence makes it so much easier. You make it so much easier. So this one is for you guys. Remember that word, opooey, O-P-O-O-Y, other people's opinions of you. Do not let that stand in between you and your destiny. If you have been, then this message was for you today to stop. Okay? The earth is in the midst of a massive shift and a massive transition from the darkness to the light. Make your transition smooth. Don't let anybody stand in the way of what you came here to do. Because those people are not ultimately who are going to grade you. Everybody can't go with you. As you ascend through these different levels, everybody can't go. Look at Navy SEAL school or Navy school, what do you call it, Hell Week. On average, they get 100-something people that are there in Hell Week, and they're lucky if they get a dozen that make it through. Everybody's not designed to go with you. Some people are just there with you for a portion of your journey, but everybody can't go with you because not everybody's built like you. All right. And y'all know I can't end this without throwing a shout out to my fellow Capricorns. If you're a Capricorn, sun, moon, rising, Venus or Mars, listen, you saw me do a whole video talking about Capricorn. If you got a major Capricorn placement, you came in here rough. Okay. You saw it rough at an early age. So if there's anybody that can do it, it's you. And that's no shade to any of the other signs. That's no shades to any of the other signs. But if you're a Capricorn, slap yourself in the ass and keep going. Slap yourself in the ass and keep going. You got it in you. You were chosen to do this. Nobody can. You were built to overcome difficult obstacles. Go watch a video on a mountain goat and look at how they climb them rock faces that no other animal could. I love y'all, man. Y'all know I don't want to go. Y'all know I don't want to go. Y'all can tell when I'm hanging on in here. And it's probably because some of y'all don't want me to go either. But I'm going to end this video here. Listen, I'm a multi-award-winning author, okay? Multi-award-winning author. Y'all check out the links to the books I've written in the description box below. I would love it. If you want to support the channel, the best way to do it is to simply purchase a book. Write a review if you like it. If you really like it, tell somebody else about my book. Okay, books. All right, y'all can check them out. The two hottest ones I got right now, I got 3 in the works. I need to get them done before the end of the year. Got 3 in the works. But right now you can read me with Stuck in an Elevator, Captain's Mate, which is specific to the tennis community, but it's about leadership too. And then of course there's my flagship, From Fear to Faith, a Survivor Story. All right. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to this channel and you like being inspired, entertained, uplifted, motivated, educated, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and make sure you turn the notification bell to all so you'll be notified when I drop new videos. And last but not least, I'll end this one like I end them all, y'all. Tell somebody you love them and mean it. How do you mean it? you have to show it. Love is a verb. It is a noun as well. But when we focus on the verb form of love, the action, the noun, always takes care of itself. I love you guys. Peace. And 40 minutes. I guess it wasn't short, but it ain't my longest video either. Peace, y'all.